Shalom, y'all. Shalom, shalom, shalom. Ever since I woke up and finding what belongs to me. Shalom, y'all. Shalom. It's your boy, Michael Israel. As you can see, I'm here with my man, Ron Dalton. We're going to get started momentarily with an interview. He's going to be updating us on the latest, greatest, and up-to-datest on the movie and what's going on with the documentary, how he's coming along, a progress update. He's also going to be doing question and answer. So if you got a question for him about anything, you know, his name is Ron Dalton, aka the Hebrew Encyclopedia. So if you got any questions for him about anything Hebrew related or whatever, you know, you could ask him. He's gonna definitely answer that. But in the meantime, I'm gonna share this video. If y'all could do the same thing, go ahead and share, and we're gonna get this word out there. All right. So enjoy the music while I do that.
Shut up in my bones. Fire, fire, fire. Fire in my soul. The promises to Zion, they put fire in my soul. Fire, fire, fire. Fire in my soul. So much fire. Fire, fire, fire. Fire in my soul. Shut up in my bones. Fire, fire, fire. Fire in my soul. The promises to Zion, they put fire in my soul.
Shalom, y'all. Shalom, y'all. We're gonna be getting started here in a minute. Like I said, I'm just sharing the video, getting the video out there, and like I said, we're gonna be doing an interview with my man Ron Dalton. He's gonna be updating us on what's going on, the latest, greatest, up to datest on the Hebrews to Negroes documentary that he's working on. Give us some dates and some times that he's going to be securing there. So shalom to all y'all in there now. I see my man, beloved Dawood in there. That's my worship music right there. Shalom, Ak. See you in there, man. Check out that man's music right there, man. I listen to his stuff every morning. That's my Ak. All right.
First of all praises to the Most High.
Yeah, I hear you. I had muted you because you had that thing going in the background.
Oh, yeah, my kids are upstairs going crazy.
Alright, yeah.
We grew up in a sunken place. The brain is tight locked. The deep sleeps in Isaiah. Judah special, we drown sorrows in Harlem Nights and Red Fox. Police brutality's the norm to us. They harm us and miss the phone with the plan to all the Torah. Well, fam, you gotta read the Torah. Israelites are ancestors, Jerusalem full of posers. What they did to Joseph, look a little closer. Brother turn an enemy and hit you with the poker. Oppressors, they opposers, back of the bus rolls of distractions and the act of attacks to hide motives, I told you.
How long you want to go today?
As long as you want to go, man. Hopefully nobody jump in there like the last time. But anyway, hey, shalom, y'all. Shalom. It's your boy, Michael Israel here. I'm here with my man, Ron Dalton, with the snazzy hairdo. You know what I'm saying? He just trimmed it down. Okay. What happened? All right. So, all right. Let me see. And hey guys, give me thumbs up if I think my wife was saying the audio quality was down. Give me a thumbs up if you're on Facebook. Let me know how the audio is on there. Okay, with that said, Ron, go ahead and give us the latest news. I know a lot of it is not. You're in the final steps of getting everything in writing and secured and contract signed. But go ahead and give everybody the latest on the film and the release date.
I'm working on the last part of the movie, Hebrews and Eagles Wake Up Black America, and it's getting to be showtime because I'm just, when I'm doing the editing and I'm getting the videos and I'm writing the script together and laying everything out, because it really once you get everything laid out, then all you gotta do is just bring it to the studio and let it rip and then edit it, and then that's it. So I can't wait because it's a lot of information that the world is gonna see, and it's really, being awoke and seeing what's going on TV, watching what people are talking about on social media, just being out and about in the world, in Babylon juice drinking America. You see how our people are being brainwashed and manipulated and programmed every day by the mass media and everything else. And so this movie is going to be like a breath of fresh air for a lot of people that are truth seekers and that are tired of seeing the same old stuff, the same old coonery and buffoonery, the same old propaganda, the same old, white supremacy, slavery, oppression, this, oppression, that, whites versus blacks, Black Lives Matter, White Lives Matter. These are all just tools to keep us distracted. So the movie is going to really shake up a lot of people. It's going to really shake up a lot of people to watch it. It's going to challenge people to start thinking. I think a lot of us have lost the ability to use critical thinking and logic when we read the scriptures and try to make the best out of what the Bible says and end times prophecy and our role as Hebrew Israelites in regards to the world, and also the role of the Gentiles and Gog and Magog, and because a lot of things are forming together right now, and things are happening. The storm is brewing, not just the storms in the East Coast, but it's a lot of stuff happening at this exact moment. I find it very interesting and it also eerie that at the same time you're seeing a rise in this Hebrew roots movement. And I was telling somebody today that when you look at the children of the Israelites that were scattered to the four corners, but the ones that went into Africa, from Africa, they got sold as slaves from West Africa to the America, South America, North America, Mesoamerica, the Caribbean. It's particularly in the Americas with us. You are seeing how Judah, because there's different tribes, but in my books and in my seminar teachings and in the movie, I'm going to talk about the particular tribes, the Bantu tribes that connected themselves with the tribe of Judah. And it just so happens that a lot of us Negroes are connected to these Bantu tribes by way of the migration points that they came from, whether it was from Iberia or from different areas or from the west coast of Africa. And so when it talks about Judah regathering the tribes, and Judah's like that old lion, who shall rouse him up? You're seeing that happen right now with a lot of us, and we're making a lot of noise across the world, and with social media and Instagram and Facebook and YouTube, where I'm seeing people from Indonesia, China, the United Kingdom, Africa, South Africa, Zambia, different countries, and even like in France and different places where people, even in Brazil, where people are waking up and they want to know more about their identity. They're curious. And of course, when one person wakes up, then they start trying to wake up everybody else. And they're hungry for the information and the knowledge. But a lot of times you get all types of stuff when you go to YouTube. A lot of different things is pulling Hebrew Israelites every which way in terms of, what to look for in terms of the end of days, and what to look for in terms of who's who in the Bible, who's the Israelites, and what does all this mean? And so when the movie comes out, I pray and that the Most High spread this to as many people as possible, and I get a lot of people that support me by telling others that, hey, you need to check out the Hebrews to Negroes movie. And also, if you want to see the movie in your city in a theater setting, to help support me in that, because it is not cheap to rent out a theater, a small theater, to have the venue, because you got to remember that when you're going to different cities to cities, you got to book the venue. You got to either pay them 50%, and then the rest you got paid like a week before the show time, and then you got to factor in the fact that if you're traveling to another state, you gotta have somewhere to stay. So now you're looking at travel, you're looking at gas, you're looking at hotel, you're looking at food while you're gone. You're looking at all these different things, and paying the dirty tolls if you're going to New York and New Jersey. Watching out for the cops. You got to make sure you got your appropriate registration and insurance in your car when you're traveling out of town. And so all these things need to take a factor to it. And for me, and maybe for others, some people don't have the vacation time or the PTO time to take off different days to go to different cities to air the movie. But nevertheless, we are finalizing the details on the movie date, the release in December, as well as the conference for Reclaiming the Throne, which is probably going to coincide the same week or same weekend, so that people that come to the Reclaiming the Throne conference in December can also be a part of the actual movie showing. And so me and Hebrew Nation Building, and Only Love and other people that were in the last conference in New Jersey, New York, working together to make that a nice event and get possibly other people on the ticket that wasn't on there before. So the movie is coming, and it's going to be like an uppercut and a right hook and all types of different things, like Mike Tyson's Punch Out. And it's really going to be informative. It's not going to be your typical movie where you leave out of there, really not convinced that this movie can prove that we are the Israelites, or this movie he's not going to prove that the people, the Shemitic people, the sons of Shem, were not white people. Because a lot of times on the internet, they will say that the Shemitic people were olive-skinned people, or they were white people. And I hate when they use the term olive skin, because we know when we go to the grocery store, and olive is either black or green, and really black or green, and we know that people in the Middle East are not jet black like an olive, and the people are not green like an olive. So that's stupid. That's dumb. And so it's going to really lay to rest all the people that have been believing in these lies, because there's so much people believing in lies nowadays. It's really ridiculous, and it's really run amok. And it's time for some truth to air out. And with this movie, laying the groundwork, laying out the carpet for, or kicking the front door open, we're coming in, and then Reclaiming the Throne's coming through the door afterwards with Josh and Morris and what they're doing, and then other future movie projects we got coming right after that. So I'm excited, and 2019 is gonna be a big year for us. And in the same token, the 400-year mark that people are talking about, 619 to 2019, it's going to fall right in place, because the black colleges, you remember around February, Black History Month is going to be around the corner, and in probably less than half a year. So when the Black History Month comes, we expect to hopefully reach out to some of these black colleges and hit them, like do like a little tour with the black colleges and premiere the movie and show it and have a panel, because the black kids in these colleges, they're educated, they read books, they go to class, they're knowledgeable, they're on the up and up with technology and social media and the internet. So they've been watching these videos, they're watching what we're doing. I'm sure many people in the black colleges, they already know about the Hebrew Israelite movement. And so when this kind of movie comes, it's going to really hopefully bring a urge or like a camaraderie where everybody's sort of rallying up, similar to how people were having parties and stuff, pre-show parties for the Black Panther movie. A lot of people went all out for the Black Panther movie. They was having parties. They were getting dressed up. Everybody was congregating, saying we about to all go to the show on the same date, the same time. We're gonna pack it out. Wakanda forever. That was that's all fictional. That's all fictional. Like all the other Marvel movies. Like I said before.
Because when I went to see Black Panther, it was like they were making this big hype, like it was the greatest thing that ever happened. I went there, I was like, okay, it was a movie. It was like,
it was just a movie. Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Movie. And so the thing is they kind of play on us, like a cat plays with a mouse, because if they made $1.5 billion, like I say over and over again, the CEO of Marvel and the CEO of Universal Studios, Walt Disney Studios, whatever, they're all Ashkenazi Jews, so their people really benefited. They didn't give that money back to black communities and black banks and everything else that black people are trying to do. They didn't do that for us. And like you said, when I seen the movie, half of the movie kind of really made me mad, because you're seeing the museum where they have all these black African relics and treasures and African masks, and Killmonger's like, oh, where you get this from? Oh, where you get this from? They're like, oh, we got it from this place. We got it from this place in Africa. And then you see the first half of the movie, the blacks are fighting against blacks. You got tribes, Wakanda tribes fighting against other Wakanda tribes. And then when it comes down to it, the women are ready to fight more. They have more courage than the men.
Yeah.
It's
that
like,
and that went over everybody's head. Like, everybody missed that. They made the good guy, like Killmonger was the good guy. They made him out to be the bad guy.
Made him out to be the bad guy, even though he was trying to liberate the people. He was basically like, everybody, all the black people, all the black countries in the world outside of Wakanda, they're struggling. They're getting they butts handed to them every day, just like America and for the people in the diaspora. But you want to keep your technology and all the stuff that they have there in protection with that force field and that invisible shield. You want to keep that all to yourself and not liberate the people. And I really found that really, really messed up, because at the end of the movie, basically, for those that, I hope I'm not spoiling for anybody that didn't see it, but at the end of the movie, it made it seem like, the Caucasians saved the day. And then it took for the Caucasians to save the day and for us to say, oh, okay, we're going to share the secrets and the technology and all this stuff with the whole world, with the United Nations.
And if I could, what you could put that as in this society is people, the black people who do become successful, who do become knowledgeable and scholarly and everything like that. Like, for instance, like yourself, they take that talent and use it to make money for another nation, and they reap the benefits, but they don't give anything back to their people. And now, so you like the Killmonger, man. You got all this knowledge, and you're using that knowledge and those skills and ability you have to give back and wake your people up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Well, it's really, in reality, we're not living in the fantasy world. This is real life situations. And when I talk to a lot of people, especially in Africa, that just got back from Africa, they're from Africa. They know what's going on behind the scenes. They know about the soft colonization or so-called soft slavery of the people in Africa, from the Arabs, from the British, from the Germans, from the French, to the Dutch, to the United States, to even China. And, a lot of people aren't paying attention, but when Africa would need money, they will borrow money from the IMF and the World Bank, which is owned by the Jews. They're the ones that started, just like the Federal Reserve and the Bank of London. And so when you can't pay on your debt, and usually when you get this money, it comes with strings attached, because it's like what Dr. Moby said, there is no free lunch. There's nothing free in this world. And so when you give $60 billion, it's not coming with no strings attached. And so when you can't pay that debt, just like America, you can't pay debt. You're gonna have to pay up with collateral. Just like you got to put your house or some collateral. You put your ring of collateral at the pawn shop. You can't pay back. They're gonna keep your ring. They're gonna keep whatever it is you put there for collateral. The same thing is going to happen with Africa. Same thing is happening in Zambia. Dr. Moby talked about how the Chinese government has took control of the electricity company, the Zambia National Broadcast Company that does the television, the airport, because if you default on a lot of different things, they just start compensating stuff, land, mineral resources, all these things they're taking, such as the things that are in Africa in abundance, like gold. In the garden in the Bible talks about the land of Havilah is full of gold. Africa has tons of gold, and Africa has tons of oil and manganese and diamonds and all these different things that make cell phones. So they know that the land of Africa has all the resources. They know that if the country is underdeveloped in terms of water treatment, in terms of refining oil, then all they got to do is come in with some money, and then in terms of the money, they get all the resources. They start controlling technology. They start controlling money. They start controlling manufacturing and industry, and then they even start controlling small businesses. I even heard that they were roasting plantains and also growing sugar cane. And that's one of some of the things that people eat over there, sugar cane and plantain. And then they even said that they're selling purified water. Because over here in America, we drink Smart Water, we drink, Dasani, Ice Mountain water. So over there, if you don't have access to treatment water that's being treated, as purified, and the Chinese come in and they can sell you so-called purified treated water, just like over here in America, we're gonna get it. Alkaline water, treated water. And so this is how the world is really taking advantage of the land, or the land of Ham, which happens to include a whole lot of Hebrew Israelites. And also in America, as you can see in the black inner cities, who's the one leeching off the resources and the black money in the inner community? It's the Arabs, it's the Jews, it's the Indians, it's the Asians, the Koreans, it's everybody. So it's really time for us to wake up and really understand who we are as a people. Because once we understand who we are as a people and these curses, and maybe, hopefully, I pray a lot of these black pastors start to wake up, then we can start to gather those that have the ears to hear, have the eyes to see, and to want to be the remnant that's going to make it to the end. Because at the end of the day, like I was telling people, we want to be able to make sure that we're prepared spiritually and physically. Because we obviously we don't want to die prematurely. We want to live as long as we can if we're going to see the Messiah return, or our children. And so we don't want to be caught up in Babylon's system and end up suffering and dying prematurely because we just didn't take heed to the call, or to this knowledge and truth. And so with the movie, I'm hoping that a lot of people really, it just turns on a light bulb, bling, and they start to reevaluate everything that's around them. Hopefully they also go read my books and see everything else I'm talking about in my books, because it's really not a time to be playing around and shucking and jiving and dancing.
Right. Hey, talk about, if you could, the individual who had reached out to me about, because he saw your discussion, I guess, with Harry Rosenberg when I had brought Harry on the show that time. It was an individual from, I think, Portugal or something.
Cape Verde.
Yeah, from Cape Verde. Tell everybody about that whole story, if you could.
All right, so yeah, he dropped some jewels on me. He actually confirmed what I already had researched, and allowed me to to further put more deep stuff in the movie. So when Harry came on the show, Harry claims to be a Sephardic Jew that his family mixed with the Ashkenazis. So it makes him Sephardic and Ashkenazi. But the Sephardic Jewish lie, just like the Ashkenazis, the Khazars lie about who they are. The Sephardic Jews lie is basically that they were the people that were in Iberia for centuries as the Jews before the Spanish and the Portuguese Inquisition, and of course the whole world believes that. And a lot of people write books about the Sephardic Jews, them being the oldest Jews and the ones that are most likely the descendants of the real Israelites. However, the records state otherwise. There's a lot of records that state otherwise. And so if people don't know the history of the Spanish and Portuguese Inquisition, at some point, the European powers, they did become successful in getting back Spain and Portugal. And they basically told the people there, the Black Moors, or the Black Moors Jews, or the Black Hebrew Israelites, they told them either you got to convert to Christianity and pay a tax, or you got to leave. And if they did convert, it were basically like new Christians. But the Black Jews of the Moranos, they eventually had to go. And for the history, a lot of them was exiled and sent to the different Portuguese colonies that they had along the different coasts of Africa. And so if you really just sit back and think, you got to think to yourself, like, well, why would they send white Sephardic Jews and banish them to islands off the coast of Africa? Why would they do that? I mean, why don't they just send them somewhere in Europe or send them somewhere where they look like the people and blend in with the people, blah blah blah. But when you talk about Cape Verde, because that was a Portuguese colony. When you talk about Equatorial, you talk about Guinea-Bissau, which is right over there, near Gambia and Senegal. When you talk about Sao Tome and ancient St. Thomas and Principe and Equatorial Guinea and Angola, Mozambique, even in Madagascar and Mauritius and these different islands, you will find out that the people over there are black. And the people over there, like if you talk to one generation and you say, hey, what does your parents say about who you guys are? And then what does your grandparents say? What they all basically say is that they know they came from Israel and that they were the ones that were in Iberia and they were the ones that were exiled to these Portuguese islands. They do know that they also have brothers and sisters over in Africa. They know this, and they're black. And it doesn't matter which little small island you go to, they're still black. And what the Portuguese and the Spanish hoped was that over centuries that the Jewish practices or the Israelite Hebrew practices that these people were keeping before hundreds of years ago, that eventually it would phase out when generations would older people would die and they wouldn't teach the kids. And that's what they essentially almost did. But however, there were some people that knew who they were as a people, how they got banished and how they ended up in Portuguese little pieces, like in Yoruba land, because the people don't know that Lagos is the Portuguese word for lake, and the Portuguese had a lot of slave ports all throughout West Africa, or even in Ouida or Juda, even Elmina Castle, in different places. They had a lot of slave ports, and so this guy from Cape Verde, I remember. When he was telling me that, he was telling me all these things about the name of the creator and the Yorubas. And I talk about this in my book and my movie as well, about the Yorubas and the Congolese people and the Mandingos. And so of course we know that the Yorubas, they got exiled, they got a lot of their people are still in the Caribbean. A lot of the people are in Brazil. The Yorubas are also in Nigeria, but Yorubas also are in different places as well. And so, he was telling me all these things and everything that I had researched in regards to the DNA and the language, craniometry, ancient historical documents and stuff that the Arabs wrote, the Europeans wrote in Old English or Aramaic or Moroccan Arabic. All this stuff just basically made sense. And so when he told me that his family, he also had family in Rhode Island, I said, I know I met a couple of black people that used to tell me that they were Cape Verdean. And I at the time, I didn't know what a Cape Verdean was. And so they all said that they have family in Rhode Island. And so it just started clicking to me. But when you trace the heritage of the Cape Verdeans, which was Cape Verde is a Portuguese settlement, you have different islands. They call it archipelago. So different islands, but on the main different islands, it's black people there. There's black people there, and they know about their Hebrew Israelite heritage. And it goes back where? To Iberia, but before that, it goes to Israel. Because if you check their DNA, you're going to see the same DNA that's in us, and also the Caribbeans and the Bantus people in Africa. So I found that very interesting because the cover-up of the people of Israel is real. And just like the cover-up happened with the Khazars, the Ashkenazi Jews, who today make up probably 90 to 95% of worldwide Jewry. If you do the statistics, that's a big number. And the Ethiopian Jews make up less than 5%. And then you have the Sephardic Jews. So basically you have worldwide Jewish statistics saying that almost 90% or more of all the people in the world that call themselves Jews are European-looking peoples. And so we have to erase this false history that they have written in for themselves. And we have to replace it with truth. And that's the only way that we're really going to start waking up a lot of people, those that are not going to reject it. Because the Bible says in the last days, you're going to have scoffers, you're going to have people that just don't agree with the Bible, don't agree with what you got to say. They'll mock you, think you're crazy, but I mean, the truth is the truth.
Yeah. Somebody in the comments, because there's a lot, there's a lot of people are saying stuff. So somebody put a good book to read. It's called The Jews of Spain and Portugal and the Inquisition by Mokata Frederick David. So Friedrich. I think that's what I'm gonna just spell it out though. The name is spelled Mocatta, and Frederick is probably, so it's Frederic and David. So I spell that. But and then somebody asks, what are your thoughts on assisting Zambia on of their debt with China? I'm not sure what that's about. You know what that's about, Ron?
I don't think it's possible for us to assist with Zambia's debt. I mean, if they took $60 billion, I don't know how much of that $60 billion they got. But a friend of mine from Ghana said that Ghana got $19 billion from China. And so if Ghana can't repay that $19 billion back to China, then China is going to own some stuff in Ghana. And so what they did in Zambia is unfortunate because, if the Chinese are already compensating the television company, the electricity company, they're controlling the roadways, they're confiscating the airport in Zambia. That's a lot. That's major structures, major things in Zambia. And so, I don't know. I mean, the African leaders, I don't know what's going on. A lot of the leaders, of course, when you get to those high clubs, then you start dealing with the Freemasons and the Rosicrucians and the Catholic Church, and the rest is history if you really research about that stuff. So there is corruption. Everybody knows there's corruption in Africa in terms of the world leaders, and a lot of times that money is not distributed to the people. It just goes to their own personal pockets and their own personal investments and banks overseas. Banks overseas like the Swiss bank.
Yeah. Somebody asked, they said, where will the December conference and Hebrews to Negroes movie release be held? So.
Let's just say that we're looking at different places, and one of the places is, if you're from Detroit, you should know about Cobo Hall. Cobo Hall is one of the main places that a lot of people, they have a lot of events at. And that's right in the heart of downtown Detroit.
And I'm about to show y'all. I'm about to pull it up here and show it to you. It's very nice. So I'll put it up. Just let me work my little magic here. All right, so this is Google Maps here, and that is Detroit. Okay, and this is Cobo Hall. And we'll look at some pictures of it up here. So that's a nice night view of it. It's very nice. Okay. Yeah. And go ahead, Ryan. You could talk while I'm showing the pictures.
So downtown Detroit, they've gentrified it. So they invest a lot of money into it. As soon as they got Kwame Kilpatrick out, the black mayor, mysteriously and magically, all this money just started floating into Detroit, and they gentrified it real fast. So downtown Detroit is all fixed up, just like they're gentrifying Harlem and every other place. But yeah, I mean, Cobo Hall's been there for a long time. There's a lot of different events that go there. So, the Most High has been working with us, and we've been talking to a lot of different people. And so we should be announcing the official date and location of the Reclaiming the Throne Conference /tour very soon. And opening up the ballot, or not open the ballot, open up the ticket booth so people can start getting their tickets. Because we hope that we get a lot of people to show up, because this is going to be like an event. It's not going to be just we're just going to teach and we're gonna send you home. We want this to be an event.
Michael Israel is going to be there covering every second of it.
Right. Yeah, we're gonna have all your favorite people there. In the flesh.
And talk about the location for the movie release, because that's for the conference, right?
Yeah. So the movie during that week that we're gonna announce, we're looking at having 2 days where people are gonna be able to view the movie. The first day, we're gonna have an actual theater event, like kind of like a red carpet event, where we will have a block of time where the people can come, they can congregate outside, they can take pictures, and then make their way into the theater. I'll do a short talk at the podium before the movie starts. We'll have tickets for regular admission, and then I'm probably gonna have a section out area of the theater for VIP tickets for those that don't want to really wait. No, they don't want to kind of get their ticket, as well as get their good seats, because some people like sitting in the very middle of the movie theater. Some people like sitting in the back. Some people like sitting in the very front when you're looking straight up at the movie theater. Me personally, I wouldn't want to sit in the very, very front of the movie theater and have your neck crooked the whole time. It's a 2.5 hour long movie. And if you wait till the last minute to get your ticket, or if you show up late, then you might not get a good seat, and if it's only one seat and you come with 3 people and it's another seat way over here, then you're going to be split up. You ain't going to like that. So I'm gonna have the regular tickets and also VIP tickets for those that want to kind of get a real good seat and have that reserved for a party of however many people that they want to bring. And so that's going to be during the same week. It's going to be in December, so just keep December on your calendar. But probably within the next week, 7 to 10 days, we should have the official details of the dates and times and the location and how to buy tickets, and pre get your tickets so that you get your ticket when the movie first comes out, because I really want it to be a full packed house when this movie airs, and I want everybody that's in Detroit to know about it. So I'm going to be promoting it in Detroit as well. So the people that's not in Detroit that want to fly in or drive in, you're going to have to beat the Detroiters. They're going to have first dibs because they're going to know about it first, and they're going to be. I mean, everybody can still get their ticket online, but it's going to be in Detroit, so you don't want to wait. You want to get your hotel booked and everything for the conference as well as the movie showing. If you want to see it twice in the time of the conference, then that's fine.
Now, do you want to talk about the theater that you're looking at having it at?
Not yet. Okay. I want to, but I want to wait to everything, all the little contracts and details is all signed and done. You know, so. But it's coming. We're working on it, and the dates are available.
All right. We got some questions in here. Where will the December conference? And we already answered that. Is New York in your thoughts as a potential place to hold the conference? We were just in New York, all of us. 4 weeks ago, we were all up there at the Harlem event. But I guess you mean for a future conference. Is New York on your map, Ron?
Yeah, I mean we have a list of cities, like major cities, that I've seen already through email, and then we'll actually be letting people know about that too. That's all going to be on the rebirthofanation.info website. All the dates of the projected locations for the tour. And the main speakers and then guest speakers, and then the movie showings too. So just bear with us. We'll have that all available to you on my website, but for sure it's going to also be on rebirthofanation.info.
And then somebody was asking about Chicago, and not in the winter, but we definitely I've heard talk that hey, we a lot of people are saying we got to get up to Chicago.
Yeah.
Talk about Chicago a little bit, if you could, Ron.
Yeah, Chicago. Well, yeah, Chicago's coming. I don't know if it's going to be in the early months of 2019, but Detroit's already in December. I'm not sure what's in January or February, but yeah, Chicago is on the list. They had the movie showing.
Okay, and let me see.
But Mike, I want to let people know that, like I said earlier, if you want the movie to actually to come to your city and be shown in your city, you guys gotta you gotta let me know, because there's different cities, there's different cities, in different states you got different little pockets, and so if you have a theater in mind and you have a collective group of people, say 100, 200 people that you can muster up, then let us know, or let me know at the email Hebrews to Negroes at yahoo.com. Hebrews to Negroes, TO Negroes at yahoo.com. And then I can check into it. But this is why we as Israel, also I need you guys to try, if you can, support us, because all this stuff that we're trying to do in regards to the tour, it takes finances, and sometimes, when you have events and you put up on the internet the ability to buy tickets, a lot of times as Negroes, we wait till the last minute to buy tickets, and we can't gauge how many people's going to be there, how much food we need to get, and all these different things. If people wait to the last minute to get tickets, and usually we try to have deadlines, but sometimes we gotta use deadlines so that we can get people to buy their ticket up front, so that we can pay for the venue and pay for the things we need to have in the venue, because we don't want the event to be niggerish. like we talk about, we want to be right.
Yeah.
This is Israel, but we ain't supposed to do stuff, second class and mediocre. It's supposed to be done right for the nation, for the people, especially for those that are new,
right, that
are coming to the conference to see what's all this about. I've been watching these guys on YouTube, Micah Israel, Hebrews to Negroes, Josh Moore's Colors. They don't want to come there and see a whole bunch of stuff that's out of order, and stuff that we can't afford because nobody bought their ticket to the last minute and nobody really helped support our GoFundMes. So those things you got to keep in mind. And also pray for us, because we're doing the best we can with the funds that we have and the donations that we get. Again, we have different donations, GoFundMes that you can do, such as mine, which is www.gofundme.com/Hebrews to Negroes. You also have the Reclaiming the Throne movie, which is www.gofundme.com/Reclaiming the Throne. And then Josh and Morris have one too. I think it's Rebirth. www.gofundme.com. I think /Rebirth of a Nation. I think you might just be able to type that in and something will come up. And so these different platforms are what we need help from Israel to do to help push these along, because we're not TD Jakes, we're not Joel Osteen, we're not these different mega pastors. We're small, but we're growing.
And we're going fast, and real fast for everybody, including you too, Ron. A tool that we need to use, because spiritual combat, its main mission, its mission statement is information dissemination. That's all I'm doing, is getting the info out. But another key resource that's coming on the scene now is this sister's website here, Arminta Connect, and it's a Hebrew Israelite Connect website, and y'all need to sign up. Just all you do is put your information in there and what you do, what you're bringing to the table. Like I put mine in there. I put spiritual combat in there, information dissemination, as my description, all that. If you got a business, if you're a Hebrew Israelite group. So like I had this week here coming up, I'm going to be focusing on a lot of Hebrew Israelite, the balanced groups that are up there in the tri-state area, up in New York, New Jersey, Philly, all that. I'm going to be interviewing some of these people. But if you if you're looking for somebody to meet with or whatever, you go to this website, Arminta Connect. Just put your information in there. or if you have a Hebrew business or whatever you do, you get on here and you just put your information in, or if you have an event that you have that's getting ready to go. Because what's happening, a lot of stuff's going on and people don't know about it. Go ahead, Ron.
Yeah, people don't know about a lot of stuff that's going on, especially if you're not in the loop. And like sometimes Josh and them are doing stuff and I don't know. I'm like, well, I know he was doing that, you know, and Only Love's doing stuff. Rabbi Aquete's doing stuff. Yoshiyahu's doing stuff.
And we don't know.
We don't know.
And I find out, and when I find something out, I get it out. But this place, like the one sentence I would read of what it is, it said, we developed our Mentor Connect to be a lifestyle resource to connect Hebrew individuals, communities, and businesses. So everybody, I already had her on here once. I'm gonna have her on here from time to time because it's like she has it right here. It's the it's called the Negro Traveler's Green Book, and it was a book that we had back in the day to where we know where the black businesses and stuff were at when we were traveling across the country. And we're trying to get back to that. The dry bones are coming back together. Ron Dalton is a key piece in this with waking our people up. He's getting ready to do it on a mass scale. And like I said, we need to know what people are doing. So somebody asked here, Ron, where can I find tour dates and locations? And again, that's gonna.
Yeah, that's gonna.
You see what I'm saying? That's why that our Mentor Connect is so important. But go ahead, Ron.
Yeah, that's gonna be on the Rebirth of Nation.info website. Typically, like when we did the conference in New Jersey, New York, and not too long ago, we had it at www.rebirthofnation.info/events, and that's where you can go in there and get the dates, and you can buy your ticket. And then I'm gonna see if I can try to put something up too on the Negro Network, www.thenegronetwork.com. So those two websites. But then also if you keep listening to the Hebrew Nation Building YouTube channel, Spiritual Combat YouTube channel, my YouTube channel, which is Moses Levi, Issachar's channel on YouTube, Issachar. With Dwayne, you should be able to find what we're doing on those 4 YouTube channels.
And just to tell you, one of the things we're working on, or that I'm working on, is as soon as we get these dates solid, which like you heard Ron say, in the next 10 days or whatever, as soon as those dates and times and all that information solid, we're gonna have some little mini trailers and mini teasers to spread this stuff far and wide all over the internet. They're going to be highly shareable mini trailers that just quickly, bam, 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 hit you with all the info, and you'll be able to share them all over across all the little social media sites, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, just to get that information out there far and wide. So we're going to really be pushing it. We in the very, very, very early stages of everything. So, but we gotta
stay informed with what's going on, different conferences, and as I always say, we have to start helping one another. We see that the Jews and the Asians and the Indians and the Arabs, they all stick together. They all pull their resources together, and that's why they own everything. And we got to start doing that. And there's no excuse. We can spend $20-$30 at the movie theater. If we don't feel like eating out, or if you don't feel like cooking, we just go to Popeyes and get a combo dinner, and it's like $20 you're gonna get for the kids. Or if your kids don't want to get pizza for the kids or whatever you want to get, we have the money, but sometimes we got to look at it as a big picture, like we're doing it for the nation, for the people that's out front, that's really out here dedicating their time, their lives, because a lot of what we're doing, the enemy does not like it. And trust me, the Jews and other nations are watching us. You know, you see how quick Harry got on your Facebook.
He's on here now.
Yeah, Vocab Malone, Shield Squad, all these different people are watching what we're doing. You know, and you don't know how many enemies we have. Not to say that, you know, we're not doing anything. We're just speaking the truth. But, you know, Satan or the adversary, they don't like the truth. They don't want the truth to be known because it basically uncovers everything. You know, so we need your prayers and support as well. Prayers and financial support, if you can, to help us get these projects off the ground.
Yeah. And real fast, because I see y'all asking, I'll put the website up there again. There it is right there. Arminta Connect. And what it is, this brother and his sister, they're a Hebrew Israelite group. They're like, I think they're affiliated with Yoshiyahu. They're the Ark, New Jersey. And they're descendants of Harriet Tubman. And Arminta was her real Hebrew name, okay? And it's called ArmintaConnect.com. ARAMINTA Connect.com. And when she came on the show, I interviewed her, and what they're doing is after our Sukkot, they're going to launch the website. Right now, they need enough names in the database to where they can launch it. They don't need money. They don't need nothing else from you but you to list your business and what you do. You don't have to put your phone number in there. You can just put, hey, I'm on Facebook or whatever. But I registered on it today because I've been super busy. And I got some more things that I do that I'm going to register on there, like automotive advice and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Some of y'all work in the medical field. Y'all can give people medical advice because a lot of people need that. You know, whatever, figure out what the heck you do every day and you're good at. You know, it might be, hey, I sit on the couch and watch TV. Well, you could update us on what's going on, how it's going down the drain. You know.
Yeah, that's what we're gonna need in the end in the wilderness when, you know, people start to go on the ground and the internet starts getting censored and shut off. We're gonna need to have these close ties and contact with other Hebrews in different parts of the United States and the world.
Yep. Yeah, that's true. That's real talk. I had a question for you. A brother at my job that I work with, he recently got a DNA test. And one of the tribes, it was two tribes, the Tutsi, and then there was a tribe near, like in the Congo. It said something about the Congo, so I don't know what tribe that is. But what can you say about that? Like, what information you?
Yeah, well, the Congo was basically pretty much all Hebrews except for the pygmies living in the Congo.
Okay.
Based on the different DNA studies they've done in the Congo and even Cameroon. The other one was the Tutsis. Yeah, the Tutsis, the Rundi, like the Hutu, the Tutsi people. They have a lot of Hebrew people as well in the Tutsi tribe, and they also have a little bit of mixed with other DNA types as well, because a lot of people may say that they mix with the Nubians or the Cushites over in East Africa, or some people might call it South Kush area. But yeah, the Tutsis, of course, a lot of people probably haven't heard of the Tutsi Jews, but the Tutsi Jews have been visited a lot by the Israeli ambassadors and different people from Israel, because the Tutsi Jews, they've been doing a lot of stuff according to the Torah, and before the white man even stepped foot in Rwanda. And of course, there was a long battle between the Hutus and the Tutsis, but both sides do have evidence where you can go through their villages and test their DNA, and it won't be surprising to find out that they have the same E1B1A DNA that a lot of West Africans have and Negroes have.
Okay. All right. And let me Let me see if there's any other questions out there, because I see there's a lot going on in the chat. Let's see. All right, somebody asked, Shalom, where is Judah today? I just found out that I'm 40% Bantu. Is that tribe Levi?
Well, the term Bantus is like a people. In my opinion, is Israelite people in Africa, and I remember talking to a lady. She's from Uganda, and so Uganda, you have the Baganda people. Now, a lot of people may be familiar with Idi Amin, but he was one of the presidents for a while in Uganda. But Idi Amin, if you talk to a lot of the Ugandan people, they'll say that he was a Nubian. So he lived closer to the South Sudanese and North Uganda border. And so he was more closely related to the Nubians or the Kushites or the Nilo-Saharans. And so the Bantu people, and she said, because I asked her, I said, what is the ancestry of the Baganda people? And she said, the Bantus. And I said, and she didn't know, she didn't know that much. She said that she knew people that knew more than her that were professors. And so when she said the Bantus is a people. It's like you had the Bantus people in the Congo, Bantus people in Nigeria, and in Ghana, and Togo, and Benin, and Ivory Coast. They're all over the place. Bantus people are all over the place, even the Zulus and the Xhosas. But the interesting thing is when I talked to her, I said, no. I said, where's your people migrate from to get to Uganda? And she just remembered to her head. She said northeast. She said northeast. Because if you go straight up north, of course, you're going to just keep going up to like Sudan, whatever. But if you start to go northeast, you start to go in the direction of Egypt, and then bam, you're into Israel. And this is one of the main things a lot of the tribes say, especially in East, Central, and South Africa, is that they came from the north or came from the northeast. But the term Bantus just simply means a group of people. And the Bantus people are the main ones that were taken as slaves on the slave ships, and the main ones that have Hebrewisms all throughout the traditions and customs, as well as Hebrew in their language and other things that I'm gonna talk about in the movie. So Bantus is not really a tribe; it's like a people.
Okay. And brother asks, can you repeat the email again?
Oh, email is Hebrews to Negroes at yahoo.com. So just like the book title, Hebrews to Negroes, Negroes, at yahoo.com.
Okay.
For anybody that's interested in having a movie come to their city and state, because I'm gonna eventually get it on. I'm trying to get it on Amazon and Vimeo, and I got to see about Vudu and Netflix. But in the beginning, because this is a big deal for us, and we want to have an actual movie experience where we get to go out and do the same thing that we did for Black Panther for this movie, but not just have like, oh, he just made a movie and all of a sudden it's just on Amazon. He didn't do any type of premiere. When you write a book, most of the times you want to have a book signing at a restaurant or whatever, a bookstore. And for us, we want to make sure that this kind of gets the spotlight. Hopefully, some of the local news or different newspapers and magazines, they catch a wind about this movie, the event. Even Gentiles riding down the street, they see all these Hebrews outside. They see the big sign, Hebrew Sneakers, Wake Up Black America. You start talking about it on the radio like a week before, 2 weeks before, letting people know in that local city that the movie is coming to your city. Anybody Black listening in their car driving to work, they be like, let me go to this movie. Let me try to check it out, see how I can get tickets to go to this movie, because it's really a movie that we all need to see. It's not gonna be like in the major movie theaters like Predator and all these other movies that's coming out. But it's a movie that we're gonna have at venues that all Black people need to see if they can when it first comes out in the theater.
All right. So yeah, I'm looking on here for and that was one of the questions somebody asked. That was one of the questions somebody asked was, will it be will you be selling it on DVD?
Yep. That's coming. I don't know when, but it's coming.
Okay.
It's coming. Of course, when it's on DVD, it's bootleg time. But that's all good because the word needs to spread. The word needs to spread, and in the movie, we're gonna basically be putting a lot of stuff, kind of advertising all the stuff that we got going on. So anybody that watches the movie, they're gonna know about Hebrew Nation Building. They're gonna know about Only Love. They're gonna know about myself, and other Hebrews that are going on this tour, and including the Rebirth of a Nation. I mean, the Reclaiming the Throne movie. So it's gonna be an advertisement tool for us as well, and what we're doing, and hopefully get other people to support us, Israelites and even Gentiles that wanna help out.
Okay. And somebody asked, do you have a GoFundMe page? So that's their first question. Then they had another one. So I'll go ahead and
Okay, yeah. So the GoFundMe is www.gofundme.com/Hebrews to Negroes. I'm gonna say it again. It's www.gofundme.com/Hebrews to Negroes. Just the whole word, just together.
And here I put it up there right here.
And then I think the GoFundMe campaign has the trailer for those that haven't seen it, just to kind of get an idea of the type of imagery and cinematic music and different things they're going to see in the movie.
And this was his goal initially, but now that he's in a new, I guess, area or whatever, he now, so he has the money to complete the movie. Now he's setting up the premiere of the movie. So now he has, he needs to have money to put all that together, get the theater, get the Kobo Center, and all that stuff like that.
Because you got to remember, each theater, depending on the city, they charge different amounts of money, and if you're looking at a theater, they say, okay, you can either rent the 150 seat theater or the 300 seat theater or the 450 seat theater. We want to make sure that everybody gets to get their seat and that people don't sell out 150 tickets, and then everybody else is in the city that really want to come see the movie. They can't see the movie because you didn't have the money to pay for the 450 seater, and you didn't have the money to pay for the amount of time block that you need to show the movie and have a short introduction before the movie, and then a Q&A session after the movie, and then like me and Mike talk about on the phone, having, if we can, people outside taking pictures, people interviewing people like, how was the movie? Did you like it? Are you excited for the next movie projects? Just getting feedback. The same way they do red carpet premieres for other movies.
And then the other question, it is, were there any Israelites in Mali?
Oh yeah, it's a lot.
Because they said my highest DNA match were from Ghana and Mali. So go ahead.
Yeah. Back in the day, you had Mali, the Ghana Empire, Wangara. But you're looking at like the Malinke people, the Mandingo people, the Songhai people, the Bambara people. Of course, you have some other tribes too that are not Israelites, like the Dogon or the Fulani, and then the Tuareg people. These are other tribes, and there's other smaller tribes too that are in Mali. But the main ones are like the ones I just talked about: the Mandingos, the Soninke, Malinke, the Songhai, the Bambara. Those are really tribes that are in high numbers in Mali. A lot of them right now, the majority of them right now are Muslim. They follow Islam, but their heritage is Israel.
Okay. All right. Let's see. Somebody was asking, are there any plans, or is it on the list, or I think consideration to come to D.C., Maryland, or the VA area, Virginia area?
Yeah. We talked about that. We talked about D.C. and maybe Maryland, Virginia. That was in the works too.
Okay.
Shout out to Baruch. He's in Virginia if he's listening.
All right, and somebody asked, are there Israelites in Kenya? Did the children of Israel come to Africa in that direction?
Yeah. Because they had to. Kenya's right below Ethiopia. When you look at like the Kikuyu tribe, they're like one of the largest tribes in Kenya, and their cousins, the Kisi, the Kamba, the Luya. These are major tribes that are Bantus in Kenya, and you had the Maasai and the Luo tribe. They're there too, which has somewhat of a mixture also of the Kushite, Nubian, some Hamitic blood, in there too. But you have Israelites. When the Israelites were in Sudan and Kenya, Ethiopia, they tended to sometimes also mix in with the other Hamitic tribes as well. So you'll see a mixture of DNA. You see a Bantus man and a Nilot woman, or vice versa.
Okay.
It's like Moses and Zipporah.
All right. So, Ron, did you have anything else you wanted to bring out?
No. I mean, that's really much the updates that we got going on. The next update will be the actual location and dates and times for the movie and the movie conference, and it's gonna be nice. It's gonna be nice. I'm making sure that we take about 4 hours of block time to really have time to talk and discuss, and then also see the movie.
Yeah, and also where he's gonna, because I work on getting them. We work it out to get him on this show at least once a week, just to keep everybody up to date on everything and answer questions. And because
he's like a probation officer, you got to drop your every week. But spiritual combat.
But yeah, I try to drag him on here at least once a week just to keep people informed. Let people know. Look, he's still working on this thing. Keep people up to date because he's very busy. Typically it's on Sunday that I bring him on, but don't forget tomorrow, Josh Morris and Rebirth, they're releasing. We're gonna do the release of that documentary on G. Craig Lewis and TD Snakes. We're gonna do the release of that documentary tomorrow on them, and we're gonna do it on this channel tomorrow. I gotta get with Josh and Morris to see exactly what time. I know Josh is trying to finish it up, but that's the reason why I brought Ron on today instead of the way we typically do it on Sunday. But so, like I said, because I seen some of the people, you guys want to asking certain questions. How will we know this? How will we know that? Once we get that definite information, we're gonna just pump it out there into the media hardcore. You know what I'm saying? Because, we know I'm big on information dissemination. I'm big on getting the word out. You know what I'm saying?
I'm working on the flyer now. We're working on the flyer right now so that when we get everything situated, we're going to have flyers. We're going to have everything lined up, and it's going to be ready to go. It's going to be showtime.
And we're going to be pumping it hard. So we're going to send it out far and wide. A brother put in here, he says sometimes he sees 900 plus people watching here, just figure 20 apiece. Yeah, we'll start our own movie studio out this mug.
Man, look, wait. We talk about this all the time. When you have when Dwayne from Issachar and Josh put out their videos, and you see within a week or a couple of days a week, you got 2,700 views. You would think that if we just asked for $20, just right now, just go to GoFundMe, just drop $20, bam, just done with. you know, we would be like, we got tour dates lined up, we got venues lined up, we got theaters in all different states lined up. You know, we got the money to travel, we got the money for gas, we got the money for hotel. We're coming to you. Don't have to worry about, oh, I'm in Mississippi. Are you coming to Mississippi? What about Louisiana? You know, we want to get there, but you know, we all have jobs. We're getting laid off of our jobs, like me and Josh and everybody else getting laid off. I mean, we get laid off from one job, get another job. You get one job, get two jobs, get three jobs. But you know, at the same token, you know, a lot of us Israelites, we battle with these financial issues. You know, getting your overtime cut, getting one job cut. You know, one job is closing down. It's hard for us to keep doing this, and we're pushing through. I've been pushing through for over 2 years for doing this movie. Everybody probably thought Ron Dalton ain't doing this movie. The movie trailer says it's coming out in spring of 2000 and this, and it's supposed to be coming out in 2017. What's going on? But I've been diligently still working on this, and then it's finally going to come to fruition. People are going to be like, oh, they really did it. I mean, the enemy is going to be like, these Negroes really did it. These Israelites really did it. And believe me when I tell you this movie is going to prove that we are, without a shadow of a doubt, we are the Israelites of the Bible. It's going to prove that, hands down. I already know because I'm doing the movie, so I already know when people watch it, and anybody watches it, they're going to know that we are the real Israelites of the Bible, and then they're also going to know who are the nations, who are the other people that are claiming to be us, who are claiming to be the Shemitic people that's currently in Mesopotamia, the Levant. They're going to know what happened. And tell you, this is not just a little deal. This is a big deal. Big deal, because never have we had a movie like this that tells us who we are as a people and actually proves it in a scholarly way with all the things that make us grab attention, like the cinematic sound, the video clips and the footage and everything moving around and stuff and narration. You know, these are the things that we need to keep our attention. Otherwise, like in sometimes you go to church, you just fall asleep. When somebody's just speaking to you, you just fall asleep, put your head down. But no, this movie is not designed to put you to sleep. This movie is designed to wake up the people, wake up your brain, so that the Bible starts to come alive and you start to read it in a different light.
That's good. That's good. And somebody was asking, where are you going to be showing your movie at? The initial showing, we were talking about it earlier in this video, but the initial showing is going to be in Detroit in December, probably towards the end of the month. We're going to have finalized dates in about a week or two. So, and like I said, Spiritual Combat will be on top of it. I'll be pumping that information out there far and wide. So, you know, Ron will tell you, man, I'll be on him about, hey, man, get me a flyer, man. Hey, when you going to know, you know. I know how important it is to know. I mean, and to know ahead of time, because there was a conference a couple months ago, and I found out about it, and I told a bunch of people about it the day before it happened, you know. So we are definitely working on the communication pipeline big time. Yeah. Like, that's a big thing with Spiritual Combat, is getting the information out. So
it's gonna be a good event. We're not gonna have no foolishness. The Israelites will be the security. Detroit Israelites, we're gonna be there full force. You know, we got some big brothers down here. We not little, so we gonna make sure there ain't no ruckus going on. We're gonna watch the movie and we go have fun.
Yeah.
You might even see Harry there or somebody else.
So somebody asked, is the time yet for such awakening? Will this help fulfill prophecy? I believe, man, we on the leading. I feel like I'm working on like the leading edge of that dry bones prophecy, because some of the things I've seen, some of the things that's happened to me, and some of the doors that have been opened to me that never been open in my whole life. What do you say about that, Ron?
Yeah. See, look, this is the thing. We know that Israelites themselves are not going to muster up an army to defeat the Antichrist and the beast system, the nations. You know, of course, Israelites not going to muster up an army themselves to physically defeat the nations. The Most High and the Messiah's going to step in to help us, win our battles. But when you look at the dry bones prophecy in Ezekiel, you will find out that in the next chapter or the next 2 chapters, it starts talking about the nations, Gog and Magog, and the bands of Togarmah, and all these different people they're gonna team up with the nations to come against Israel. And as you're seeing what's happening in Africa with the soft colonialization, the so-called this guy, I think he's a bishop in Ghana, said that this is another form of slavery, but people are not seeing it with the colonization of Africa by these different countries, including China. And you're seeing the increase in racial tensions in America. We're seeing all types of mass confusion in America, and the church that's becoming more worldly, and they're not teaching the truth. And a lot of people are leaving the church because they want truth now. They're not getting the truth. So people want both the spirit and the truth meshed together. They want to practice the Bible the way it's supposed to be practiced, not just Constantine paganism type of Catholicism, Christianity, or comfortable Christianity, because they know that the things are heating up. So I believe honestly too that what we're doing is like in sync with the Most High's plan for end times Bible prophecy in regards to Israel waking up, the dry bones, the remnant, those people that in the last days, they're going to be the ones that's going to be doers of the word. They're the ones that's going to be waking up. They're going to be preparing themselves spiritually and physically. Now, we got to remember the parable of the virgins, the 10 virgins. It was 10 of them, but 5 of them had their oils trimmed and bright and ready for the Messiah when he came, for the groom. And you had those 5 that said, "Oh, can we get some of your oil? Can you help us out?" You don't want to be the people that's hanging around that just didn't listen, didn't care. We were too worried about Drake and Cardi B and Nicki Minaj and Migos and everything else, and just watching programming TV and didn't pay attention to what some of the Hebrew Israelites or maybe somebody in your family that was up on the up and up was telling you. Because a lot of our family members, to be honest, they don't agree with what we're doing. They don't see the urgency. They don't believe in what we're saying. A lot of them still believe in the rapture. It's going to be 2 returns of Christ. A lot of them believe that everything's going to be okay. But you're seeing in TV today, you're seeing the rise of biometrics, the rise of RFID chips, the rise of the need for national digital identification, the artificial intelligence, quantum computers, surveillance, 5G. Everything is gleaming towards a system of control, and that's just Babylon just enforcing their control on people. And we all know we're living in Babylon. So they control our education, they control our health, they control our money, they control our food, they control our military or our protection. So they control all aspects. So we have to be mindful of the Bible and what it talks about in terms of the end days and also the Israelites, because the Bible is it's like our history. It's a story. It's telling everything from beginning to end. It's the most masterful piece of information that you could have to go to basically your instructions for life. Basic instructions before leaving Earth. That's what some people call it. So yeah. I think that what we're doing is all part of biblical prophecy. We're part of that Judah that is waking up the tribes in hopes of regathering in that second wilderness and that second Exodus.
Right. Now, I see y'all putting some good questions in here now. All right, so I see one of you asked, one person asked, you want to know how to partner with us so you can help share the trailers and the material on your website or on your social media site. And then another person asked, can they make flyers to start promoting it? What I would tell y'all is just wait 10 more days and we're going to work it all out. And because then we'll have the dates, we'll have the times, we'll have the location, and then you can I guess you can screenshot the flyer, and then you could I'll share it. I'll set it up so it could be disseminated for the little micro trailer and the flyer. I'm gonna set it up so it could be pushed out.
Mass emails, mass texts, mass social media platforms. Just all start blasting it.
Yeah.
everybody started talking about Hebrew sneakers, wake up black America. I was in a grocery store today, and it is an older black man. I gave him a flyer about 3 years ago about my book. He was like, oh, this. He looked at the flyer and seen the black fist, wake up black America. He was like, a lot of these young kids, they need to wake up. And so I seen him again today at the grocery store, and because my daughter needed some milk, we had no milk. And so anyway, so he was like, what? You coming out with a movie? I was like, yeah. He's like, when? I said, December. He was like, where's it gonna be at? I told him, tentatively where it's gonna be at. He was like, man, I want to be there. And before he can get down and get to the end to walk out the door, he was like, where's it gonna be at again? What date? He's like, I'm gonna be there. And this guy has got to be at least 65, 66, 67 years old. So this is gonna be something that some older black people are gonna really love. They're gonna be like, thank you. Yeah. Thank you. I'm excited. So hopefully everybody's gonna be excited just as much as I am, and pump this out. Pump it out like Black Panther. Yeah. Pump it out. Pump it out like Black Panther.
And see, and the thing is, and I think the people I already see the motivation now. And I also see a lot of y'all are asking, can we come here? Can we come there? Like Ron, and I know some of y'all might have just tuned in, but basically what Ron said is, if you can email him, contact him, and show him that you have, that you have the people to back that up for him to come to your area, and he can work it out with you. Okay.
Yeah, even if it's not a theater, sometimes you can get a venue, but see, the venue has to be big enough to accommodate the people. Then you got to get somebody that's going to have a projector that's strong enough to show on the screen. The screen has to be big enough for say a 200 to 300 crowd. So you obviously can't show a crowd of 300 on an 8x11 projector screen. You can't do that. I mean, and you can't have really bad audio because the people in the back won't probably be hearing what's going on in the front.
Yeah.
Especially if you have kids and stuff like that. So, if we can get it in a theater, that's even better. But it's really up to the people that live in that city and that state. We're doing our best to try to track down different major cities to showcase the movie in. And then we'll have those dates and those cities posted on the website soon.
And like I said, we in about a 2 week period here, we're gonna set up all the infrastructure for the promotion of this movie and moving it into the final approach stage. So, and you can bet you will not have a hard time finding it once I really start pushing it forward. I'll make sure it's in, you know what I'm saying? You're gonna go to McDonald's and get a reminder. Wherever you go, you'll see, you look up in the sky and see a plane skywriting it about it. But yeah, I'm gonna make sure me and Ron and everybody else, and it looks like a lot of y'all are eager to support this in any way you can, and that's what we need. For some people, it might be money. That's how you can support it. For others, you might be able to share it on your site or whatever.
Well, let me just say this: one of the reasons why we haven't seen a movie like this, a Hebrew Israelite movie that's proclaiming our identity. Because remember, when my mom was young in Harlem, she even saw the Hebrew Israelites on the corner in Harlem, and my mom is 60-something years old. So it's been people talking about we the people of the book, but it just so happens now that you see all this rise in the Hebrew roots movement, but still we don't see any Hebrew Israelite movies. One of the reasons is because the amount of money that it costs to travel with a camera crew to these different countries, the amount of money that it costs to buy the license to use the videos and the pictures from Getty Images, from Corbis, from Alamy, from iStock, from Shutterstock, all these companies, you got to pay money to use the video clips. And the video clips may only be 20 seconds to maybe a minute long, and you got to pay money to use the photos. Otherwise, you're looking at photos that may be copyrighted. And of course, when we're doing something like this, we don't want to have anybody coming after us for, things like copyright infringement. So you want to make sure that you want to get all your stuff that's licensed up and paid for, including the music, unless you make the music yourself and mix and master it. So, we don't have a budget like this because for a long time, we didn't support one another. And Black Hollywood, whether it's Black Hollywood, Nollywood, or whatever you want to call it, that has the money, and these Black independent film studios and Black filmmakers and Black millionaires and billionaires, they're not trying to invest money into making a movie to wake the people up to their true identity.
Right.
They want more movies about us being slaves.
Yeah. Keep
or us
being,
drug dealers and gangsters.
Yeah.
I mean, you say Superfly. I mean, a lot of people didn't see Superfly. That's just a modern day Belly, basically. If anybody's seen the movie Belly. So Superfly is the belly of this generation. And what does it do? It glorifies the drug game. You know, killing people, turf wars, the same thing. And that's not what we need as a people for Israel. We need to start rebuilding each other, rebuilding our communities, survival, all that stuff, immobility.
That's right. Okay, so Ruben, I saw what you posted in there. You about having connections to the theater guilds or whatever. You definitely need to contact Ron Dalton.
Is that Ruben Ben Israel?
Let me see. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. I got his number.
So definitely send that to him and set that up.
I'm waiting on you, Ruben.
And I'm sure. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I said I'm waiting on Ruben, man. We got to put our heads together. We all got to start coming together,
exactly.
man.
That's what I was getting ready to say.
The media is how they're controlling us and brainwashing us. The media and music. That's it. We got to start hitting those media waves and music. And that's what we're doing with the rebirthradio.net. And then Ruben Ben Israel, myself, trying to put these movies out, spending our hard-earned money, sacrificing to get these movies out for y'all. We need these things. We need to come together. This is important.
This ain't get money together so Ron could get a Lexus. This is, we get the movie out.
You can't fit the Lexus. Too many kids. I got
yeah. And let me see. Somebody else put something in here. Man, there's so many comments. Yeah, I'm going to be at the Suco in Florida. I'm not going to be at the one in California. I don't think Ron is either. But I can tell you this, we are working on bringing it all together into one big feast day. We're working through all that.
That's what they fear the most. Trust me, they fear mass unification the most. That's what they fear.
So Ricky Stansberry, you said owns a concrete. Any of y'all who own businesses, again, get on that Arminta Connect, and even if somebody would be able to call you and ask for advice on maybe how to pour concrete, that helps. Y'all definitely have a ton of a lot of questions, and like I said, the information is forthcoming. Like I said, I knew it was important to bring him on today just to assure y'all that things are moving forward. They're progressing. Me and him were talking this throughout the week, and he was letting me know how he was working through getting the venues, and things are moving straight forward, man. And the Most High is backing this thing because it's like the doors just get kicked open, man. If a door is closed, they get kicked open, but most of the doors are open already. That's how we know the Most High is behind this thing. So, and we see the eagerness. I'm looking at these comments in here, man, and folks is eager to do what they can, and we're going to tap into all that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. It's time to get to work. You gotta stop being lazy.
Yeah. But yeah, man. So go ahead and give a conclusion on things, Ron, and I'm gonna wrap the show up here.
I'm just wrapping it up. Stay tuned to the movie Hebrew Sneakers Wake Up Black America. Hopefully, when we do the conference in Detroit, and if Most High willing, Cobo Hall has a big neon screen that you can see, and Ruben knows this as well because he's from Detroit. He has people in Detroit. When you drive down Jefferson, before you exit downtown Detroit to get back up north, you're gonna see the neon screen. Hopefully we can have on that screen something that says Reclaiming the Throne or Hebrews to Negroes, Reclaiming the Throne tour. So every black person, and white person, Asian, Arab, Indian will see that we here, we coming for the kingdom. We bringing this truth. And then this movie started hitting different places, and I started trying to get on the radio because I think I could get on the radio here in Detroit and show and talk about the movie. Trust me, when black people are driving to work, they hear the radio waves, and all it takes is for about 15 to 20 minutes of somebody on the radio talking about, you got a movie coming out, Hebrews to Negroes, look at Black America, this is what it's about. Black people, it's time for a change. It's time for a big change. So hopefully this can really be a big movement, a big push for our people. And once we get all the details out for the movie and the conference, we're gonna start asking everybody to just start blasting it around everywhere. Just blast around. You know, if people get mad, so what? If the Jews or anybody else are like, what's that? What's this movie about? You be like, you know, this the name speaks for itself. You know, so yeah, this is our time. It's time for us to wake up and stay tuned. Spiritual Combat, my probation officer. I'll be here every week.
Every week.
I'm coming. I'm looking for a job right now. So, yeah.
But and listen, what we need from y'all is think of how you can support this. And when I say support, I'm not talking just money. Think of what you do. What do you have access to? Think of how you can support that in the next 2 weeks, because that's when the solid, concrete information will get rolled out.
Yeah, but basically, if you got access to social media, if you got like a way that you can blast emails out, when we get everything lined up, ready to go, just start blasting it.
Yeah, blast
it everywhere. United Kingdom, Caribbean, Africa, United States of America, Brazil, all these different places. Let black people know what's about to go down. Yep. Trust me, it's the Most High's work. It's the Most High's doing. I mean, I've been putting in so much work to this, you know, and I got a lot of testimonies, a lot of miracles, a lot of things that I've been through in these last 2.5 years that I could testify that this is nothing but the Most High is doing to get this movie out. And of course, the enemy has been working too to slow it down. Yeah. Trust me, in this process, I probably lost about 4 or 5 jobs in the last 2.5 years trying to do this movie. But it hasn't stopped me, even with the GoFundMe not kind of being slow up until when Dwayne did the video and all the Hebrews, they kind of pitched in for the goal. That really helped out. It really answered my prayers. And a lot of people, if they was at the New Jersey, New York conference, they heard my testimony that I said about the lady that contacted, the Ethiopian Jewish lady that contacted me about a week before the conference and told me, you know, that the Most High told her that, you know, she told her to tell me not to worry about the finances, about how you're gonna fund your projects, that what you're doing, that's gonna come. That don't worry, everything's been taken care of. And I ain't talked to this lady in like 4 years, like 3 to 4 years. And this lady had basically shut herself up at home in a year sabbatical and was in constant prayer and meditation in the spirit. Like I was saying before, prostrate on the floor, face down. That's how she prayed. You know, most people pray on their knees. Some people pray, you know, in the closet room, but this lady gets down like in the Bible on the floor, prostrate, until she can get a word from the Most High. And it just so happened that the Most High put on her spirit to give Ron Dalton a call out of the blue a week before the conference, when I was really worried about how I was going to fund the last part of the movie, because I knew how much money I had to put into it to finish it. And here we come after the conference, driving home from New Jersey. Dwayne, Issachar, and his wife hit me up, and then the rest is history.
Yeah. So definitely, y'all see. I'm gonna keep y'all informed on the how this thing's progressing. You know, you heard it from Ron's mouth. I'm his probation officer. I drag him on this show once a week to keep everybody up to date. But Anyway, I appreciate you coming on the show, Ron. I appreciate all y'all tuning in. Definitely think about how you could support this thing. And I'm going to take it out with my favorite song.
Sometimes we focus on the curses, but the promises put fire in your soul.
Verse the curse.
Fire, fire, fire. Yeah. Fire in my soul. So much fire. Fire, fire, fire. Yeah. Fire in my soul. Shut up in my bones. Fire, fire, fire. Fire in my soul. The promises to Zion, they put fire in my soul. What's this? Got y'all all turned up. Tell me what's going on. So many Israelites searching who they are and preparing to go home. Wait a minute, I thought this was home, but you speak of another place. We in the land of our enemies in captivity, but the gathering is taking place. Fire, 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 fire. Fire in my soul. So much fire. Fire, fire, fire. Fire in my soul. Fire, fire, fire. Fire in my soul.